Hi students, very good morning to all. Today we are going to continue the chapter 5, separation of substances. Let me recall what we have seen in previous classes. In previous classes we learned some separation method. What are they? Hand picking, threshing, winnowing, sieving. Sedimentation, decondensation, filtration. In hand picking is used for separating stone from rice. Threshing is used for separating grains from stalks. Winnowing is used for separating husk from grains. And sieving is used for separating small particles like a stone husk from flour. Sedimentation used for separating sand from sand and water mixture. Decondensation process used for separate water from sand and water mixture. Filtration is used for separate mud from muddy water. Today we are going to discuss about evaporation. This evaporation method is used for separation of soluble solid and liquid mixture. For example, mixture of salt and water. Here in this mixture we can able to see the salt in the water? No. So in this kind of mixture can be separated by evaporation method. So evaporation method is suitable for separation of soluble solid and liquid mixture. So first we are going to learn what is soluble solid and liquid mixture. In a mixture of soluble solid and liquid contain two kind of substance. One is a soluble solid and another one is a liquid. What is a soluble solid? Soluble solid is a substance which dissolve completely in water. For example, mixture of salt and water. Here the salt is a soluble solid. If we put a teaspoon of salt in your water, what happens? The salt is completely dissolved in the water. So it denoted by the word soluble solid. So in a mixture of sugar and water, which is a soluble solid? Sugar. And which is a liquid? Water. So if a mixture contains soluble solid and liquid is known as solution. The mixture of soluble solid and liquid known as solution. In scientifically, the solution is made up of two kind of things. One is a solute and another one is a solvent. So, solute and solvent mix together to form a solution. In case of salt and water, which is a solute? A solute present in a small quantity. Solvent present in large quantity. Now you tell, what is in a mixture of salt and water, which is a solute? In salt and water mixture, which is present in small quantity? Yes, salt is present in a small quantity. So salt is a solute. And which is present in large quantity? Water. So in a salt and water mixture, solute is salt and solvent is water. Now you tell, what is the solute and solvent of sugar and water mixture? In sugar and water mixture, solute is sugar and solvent is water. Very good, children. In these kind of mixture separated by evaporation process. So in evaporation process, water plays an important role. Let me see the role of water. We are all very known about water exists in three forms. One is a solid and liquid and gas. Solid form, example, ice. Liquid form, water. Gas, water vapor. These three forms are interchangeable. For example, we convert the water into water vapor by heating. Isn't it? Like that, we convert the water into ice by freezing. Isn't it? So water, if we convert the water into ice by keep the water in the freezer, what happened? Water converted into ice. So these solid, liquid and gaseous form of water interchangeable, interconvertible. So these property is very helpful for evaporation. So let we learn about what is evaporation. So evaporation is one of the process. In this process, the water change into water vapor. This is known as evaporation. So water is a liquid form. Water vapor is a gaseous form. So evaporation process water liquid form converted into the gaseous form. So the process of conversion of water into water vapor is called as evaporation. So children, what is evaporation? The process of conversion of water into water vapor is called evaporation. This evaporation happens naturally with the help of sunlight. In every day, the evaporation helps for us many ways. It is used for drying clothes, separating that salt from seawater, and it is play the important role for water cycle. One of the major application of this evaporation is to separate the salt from seawater. We already known this evaporation. In this evaporation process we can separate the soluble solid from liquid, isn't it? So here the salt is separated from the sea water by this evaporation method. Okay. Students, do you know from where we get common salt or table salt? This table salt gives the taste for food, isn't it? Do you know how can we obtain common salt? Have you ever asked this question? Dear children, we get salt from seawater by the process of evaporation. Seawater contains lot of salt which is dissolved in water. So dissolved means what? It completely mixed with water. So the seawater is salty in taste. If we taste the seawater means it is salty, isn't it? This taste is due to the presence of salt in salt water. The salt is separated by the process of evaporation. So during the separation process, seawater is allowed to stand in a shallow pit. Water get heated by sun heat, and this water is slowly converted into water vapor. This is known as evaporation. Few days after complete evaporation of water, some solid is settled at bottom. That is nothing but that is a common salt. Dear children, we can able to do the experiment in our home also with the help of parents. First we make the solution of salt and water. Dear children, take the vessels and add some salt and pour the water and stir it well until all the salt are completely dissolved in water. Then you start to heat the solution. So what happens? The water starts to boil. That means water converted into vapor. After complete evaporation, some salt left behind the vessel. Look at the picture. Have you understood? Yes. So in this way, we can separate the salt from water. So in this process, all the water converted into water vapor. If we want to collect the water again means instead of these kind of vessel, we use kettle. Look at the picture, student. This is a kettle. Now, the salt solution is poured into the kettle and we start to heat. What happens? The water starts to boil and steam comes out from the steam comes out from the spout. Spout means nothing but the way the water vapor comes out, isn't it? Near this, you keep the metal plate with some ice cubes on it. Hold this plate above the spout. Observe what happens. All the water vapor are again convert into the liquid. So, the vapor convert into the liquid by the process condensation. So, what is the condensation? The condensation is the process of conversion of water vapor into its liquid. Is called condensation. So, in this way, we can collect the water and we can collect the salt also. So, this is process is known as condensation. So, what is evaporation? Evaporation is the process. In this process, the water liquid is converted into water vapor. That means gaseous form. Here, the condensation process is just opposite of evaporation. Here, the water vapor is converted into water. Okay. In this way, we can separate the salt from salt water. Students, I already explained what is a solution. So, what is a solution? A solution is also a mixture. It contains soluble solid plus liquid. Solution is made up of two kind of things. One is a solute and another one is a solvent. Solute is any substance which present in a smaller quantity. Solvent is any substance which present in a larger quantity. So, in this solution, we add the solute. We continuously add the solute. For example, if we add the 1 teaspoon of sugar or salt in the beaker, again you add 1 more spoon of salt. After complete dissolve, again you add 1 more spoon. What happened? If we continuously add the salt into the water, what happened? At one stage, the salt will be settled down. After stirring also, it won't dissolve in the water. That kind of solution is known as saturated solution. So, what is a saturated solution? A solution which no more soluble substance can be dissolved at room temperature is called saturated solution. If you continuously add the solute, that means dissolving substance into the water, one stage it won't dissolve the water, it settle down at the bottom. That kind of stage is known as saturated stage. So here look at the two picture will be given. One is a unsaturated solution and another one is a saturated solution. In unsaturated solution, if add some substance into it, it dissolves completely. So it can able to dissolve the solute particle. That kind of solution is known as unsaturated. In second picture, you can able to see the particles are settled down at the bottom. So, this solution cannot able to dissolve the particle. That kind of solution is known as saturated solution. No more solute dissolves. So, students, I hope you are all learn very well this lesson. Thank you, children.